Well, hello internets, here we are with a little bit of a vlog. I guess I could say this is the end of phase 1, and yeah, welcome to our vlog. So here we go. Well, we have reached the end of phase 1 for the Jayco project. It has been quite the project. It has took way longer than I wanted it to. Has been a lot more of an emotional roller coaster than I wanted it to. And in the end, it really didn't quite turn out the way I was hoping for it to turn out. I started in this section here by building the framework for the floor. Just 2x2s fastened together, fastened down to the floor. It is not 100% the way I would like to have done it, but it is in there, and it's not going to fly out and bounce down the highway at 120 or anything like that. I ended up cutting the sheeting. Those sheets of 5/8 are heavier than I remember them being. Maybe I've gotten weaker, which is kind of part of the way things are. Or maybe the last month of those sheets of plywood sitting outside in the rain has made them heavier than normal. I did a test fit of the plywood to make sure that it fit. I was going to do a fancy angle type cut across the doorway, if you want to say, between the wall of the fridge and the microwave wall. But in the end I decided just to make it square, flat, and not to get over carried away, over complicated, and things like that. Because I eliminated the toilet and a couple things like that, the sewer hose storage, as well as the electrical inlet. I had some holes to seal up with spray foam. I know it's not the correct way to do it. I should rivet or fasten checker plate or so over those holes to seal them, with silicone and stuff. But what I did is I siliconed the hatches shut first and then spray foamed it. So it should be okay. If I do notice them leaking, then I can remedy that in the future. After the spray foam had set, expanded, semi-hardened, we did what spray foam does best. I laid the sheeting down for a final time, fastened it on down with the screws that I purchased from the big box orange hardware store. And one of the things I will say is it sure firmed up that floor nice. Just putting down the 2x2 framework, my knees alone were going through the floor, so that floor was pretty bad. I know, I probably should have jacked up the walls and supported the walls and put in new flooring, like new plywood for the floor itself. But keep in mind, this is like a 15-year-old trailer, and I don't have the tools I used to have, don't have the shop that I used to have, and well, if I did it that way, I would still be at it, monkeying around, rather than having the project virtually finished, or phase 1 virtually finished. I built the bulkhead over top the hot water heater along that one wall to cover the wheel well in the hot water heater. I maybe should have built another bulkhead on the opposite side to cover the other wheel well, but I was getting a little bit fried toward the end there, and I kind of didn't. Maybe when I build my closet or something, I'll bulkhead that wheel well in. I'll have a better idea then on the size of bed that I want, what direction for cupboards and things like that I want to go in there. I am not too worried about the so-called power issues that I've created by cutting out the plumbing and the wiring. The plumbing is not really a must in that trailer. Plus, I can cap the lines and still have the 12-volt pump running water from the one tank to the only sink that's left in the trailer. As for the electrical, I can wire in a plug for the microwave, wire in a couple of plugs to use to like charge the cameras, wire in the 12-volt plug for the fridge. I'm pretty sure there's a 110 safety type circuit for it to run on propane that I'm sure if I found my manual for the Jayco, it would say the wiring diagram if I wanted to go that route in the future. The fridge takes up a lot of room, and they do make smaller versions, fridges / freezers, that would do me quite well, that run solely off a 12-volt. That would take up about half the room and give me about equal cubic foot space as well. So we'll have to see how that goes for the future. With everything going on this summer, the pending consultation that's coming up, the pending surgery that's coming up, the move that is being worked through here, other things that are going on, I may not get a chance to use the Jayco like I'm hoping to this season at all. So some of these issues that are pressing aren't really issues until the next season or so, whatever comes along. By then, I am hoping to have a little more money in the budget to be able to do some of these things. You know, copper wire is not cheap anymore. So wasn't plywood. That exhausted my budget this year. And then it's looking like the bed, if I want to have any amount of room back there, I'm going to have to scale back the bed from a full-size double bed to either an RV double or just a single bed and call it good. It's just me back there really, so a single bed probably would be quite sufficient for me, as well as give me room to move back there without being too cramped. I could take the trailer out right now the way it is, or in the fall the way it is, running the generator for any electrical needs that I have, and just run a cord through, kind of like how I had planned to do anyway. But we'll see if those opportunities come up a little later in the fall, once these 3 or so important things are done and took care of. Then we could start focusing on the fun activities that I would like to have done this summer. But you know how it goes, just a few ideas. Thought I would give an update on the project. Phase 1 is now complete. It is what it is, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.